The Gigi's strange foray into politics. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. I've met Governor General David Johnston a few times now, was even able to interview him when he was still an academic before he was appointed to the vice-regal post here in Canada. He's always seemed like a nice man, an intelligent man. He's definitely a well-educated man. So it's a little surprising for me to see him take a departure into the realm of partisan politics. No, he didn't endorse a specific candidate or speak out in favor of a government or a political party. But he did comment on an issue that was hotly contested in the last election. And that leaves me surprised. In an interview with the state broadcaster, David Johnston, sitting down with Peter Mansbridge of CBC, was asked, prodded by Mansbridge, on the issue of the niqab and Syrian refugees during the last election. Now, Mansbridge definitely asked a leading question, but Johnston still dove right in.
You looked worried, though, last fall that we were losing that kind of thinking. During the whole the debate around the refugees, the Syrian refugees, during the debate around the niqab, you looked truly worried. You took a fairly activist role in that discussion.
But look at the outcome of those two, quote, crises. Look at how Canada has managed the Syrian refugee crisis in an exemplary way, and in particular, how the grassroots communities have responded to that. And look at the debate with respect to the niqab. I think Canada showed its strength that should not sidetrack us from who we really are.
But you were worried.
Yes, and I continue to worry about any initiatives that would cause us to be small-minded and to lose that sense of A, inclusiveness, B, fairness, C, equality of opportunity.
Okay, a couple of questions that arise from this. How did Mansbridge know that Johnston looked uncomfortable, wasn't liking the way the direction the debate was going during the election? Does he go to family weddings of the Governor General the way he does for Trudeau's Director of Communications, Kate Purchase? Because I don't remember Johnston making public comments during the election. Did a database search of media articles, couldn't find any public comments. Are they off having canaps together? Are they hanging out at the same social circles? Perhaps. Obviously, Mansbridge knew something of how Johnston felt. But the fact is, Johnston is the Queen's representative in Canada. He is the vice-regal position. He holds the vice-regal position here in Canada. The Queen does not comment on politics in Britain, and neither should Johnston comment on politics here in Canada. That's just not the way it should go. And yet he talked about how we handled it and showed who we were as if everybody was on board with the niqab. The fact is, the elites in this country are on board with the niqab being worn during citizenship ceremonies and pretty much anywhere else. But the rest of the public, not so much. Many media outlets reported on a Privy Council office poll that had been conducted earlier in 2015 that showed 82% opposed to the wearing of the niqab, 93% opposed in Quebec. Our own poll for the Rebel showed 78% across the country opposed it. There wasn't a single jurisdiction in this country where the majority of people said, yeah, I'm okay with that. Overwhelmingly, Canadians do not like the niqab. And yet here we are being lectured by our Governor General on an issue that was hotly contested during the election campaign, an issue that did take on partisan tones. Not only is he offside of the Canadian public on this, but he's offside of protocol. It's not for the Governor General to intervene in debates such as this. It's not for the Governor General to lecture Canadians on how they should behave. It's not for the Governor General to take shots at those who would oppose the wearing of the niqab, because at that point he's taking shots at the overwhelming majority of Canadians. Now, they may not have voted on the niqab. It may not have been their number one issue during the campaign. I think for most Canadians that was matters like the economy. But the fact of the matter is, David Johnston knows better than to step out into this realm. One does have to wonder, is he seeking to get an extension on his term by the new political master? Now, the Queen might actually be the one that gives the okay for who gets the role of Governor General, but just like all those judicial appointments that the Governor General makes, they only come upon the advice of the Prime Minister. And we now see David Johnston cozying up to young Mr. Trudeau.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.